What's up, YouTube? I'm here to do my recap for UFC Fight Night Teixeira versus OSP. Let's start at the bottom. The first fight was Scott Holtzman versus Anthony. I'm not gonna say this guy's crazy last name, but Scott Holtzman looked really good. The only thing was he didn't look like he had a lot of power. His striking looked great, but it was kind of like Michael Bisping, where he had good power out of striking, but no power. So, in the third, he got a rear naked choke. I'm just saying, he looks like a good prospect, but the lack of power makes me wonder how high his ceiling really is. Anyway, next was Marlon Vera versus Roman Salazar. And the first round, Roman Salazar was able to hit takedowns and control Vera. In the second round, it's pretty much the same thing, but he kind of left his arms on the mat, and Vera was able to throw up a triangle and catch him with it, and then extend out with an armbar. So it's a good win for Vera. He needs to work on his overall game because Roman Salazar's not that great, and his jiu-jitsu wasn't looking super great tonight. I'm just saying, I thought they were feeding him a win, and that's what it looked like. I'm just saying he needs to improve his overall skills if he wants to stay in the UFC. It was still a good win. Next was Johnny Bravo versus Chris Dempsey, and Johnny Bravo got just an early knockdown. He hit him with like a right cross or like a jab, and then hit him with some ground and pound and won. It was like 50 seconds long. It was a good one for Johnny Bravo. Next was Frankie Saenz versus Serwan Kakai, and I thought this fight could have went either way. I had Kakai winning just because I thought he was more efficient throughout the whole fight. I thought, Saenz was throwing a lot of strikes but not landing, and Kakai, whenever he did throw, he would land, and that's just why I thought he won. I just thought he was more efficient the whole fight, but it's still a close fight, and, good win for Saenz. I definitely thought it could win either way. I'm just saying, in my personal opinion, I thought Kakai won. Next was Dustin Ortiz versus Willie Gates, and, it was just the same thing over and over again. Ortiz was just able to hit takedowns, control him, and beat him up, and the first round, Willie Gates did a really good job of being squirrely, but then the second round, he started slowing down, and then the third, he just wasn't able to do anything. He just got finished with ground and pound. It wasn't the most exciting fight, but it was pretty one-sided, beat down with ground and pound. Next was Chris Camozzi versus Tom Watson, and this was kind of what I thought it would be. It's just Tom Watson's just kind of a brawler, and he's not a great brawler. And Chris Camozzi was just able to use his size and length to kind of beat Watson up wherever the fight took place. And it was pretty much like a slow brawl because they were both kind of getting tired, but Watson just wasn't able to hit any takedowns, and Camozzi pretty much hit almost every takedown he went for except for like 2 or 3. So, good win for Camozzi. I definitely think he's a pretty exciting guy, pretty well-rounded. Next was Uriah Hall versus the guy with the crazy name. I'm not even going to try to say his name. The guy with the crazy name was looking decent at first, but then he slipped. Hall was able to get on top and just finish him with ground and pound like 2 minutes into the fight. But like I said before, it almost doesn't matter because it's like Uriah Hall's got like 4 or 5 wins in the UFC, but they're all against scrubs, except for Thiago Santos. And the Chris Lieben win was Chris Lieben's last fight in the UFC. That was like his retirement fight. That wasn't Chris Lieben in his prime, so I'm just saying, Uriah Hall, he's never beaten anyone decent, so it's just hard to feel like this guy's a real prospect anymore. Next was Ray Borg versus Gene Herrera. And this was a back and forth grappling fight, but I think Ray Borg's wrestling was he's just able to control the fight pretty much the whole fight. So it was a good jiu-jitsu match, but just Ray Borg's wrestling was able to get him the dominant win. Next was Amanda Nunes versus Sarah McMahon, and Sarah McMahon, like, her striking just looked so garbage tonight. Like, she was swimming so far out that she just got countered, and you can tell that she was going to get countered because the way she was throwing her punches, she was so far away. It was ridiculous. So good win for Amanda Nunes. She hit her with a counter shot. She was able to stuff takedowns, and then she won by a rear naked choke. Next was Jared Rosholt versus Timothy Johnson. This was just a boring wrestling match where Jared Rosholt was just able to hold Johnson against the fence and then eventually get a takedown, held him down, beat him up. And then the third round, Timothy Johnson almost knocked Jared Rosholt out. He was landing a lot of good shots, but then he went for a takedown when he was lighting him up, and which made no sense because then Jared Rosholt was just able to hold on the last 15 seconds. And he lost the fight. Jared Rosholt won the fight 29-28, but if Timothy Johnson had just stayed striking with him, he probably would have won by knockout. Maybe, you never know. I mean, Jared Rosholt might have still been able to hold on. I'm just saying going for the takedown was kind of stupid. So good one for Jared Rosholt. Next was Derek Brunson versus Sam Alvey, and I hate early stoppages. I've said this before, but when Sam Alvey fell in this fight, he fell. He didn't get hit with a punch when he fell. He just fell. And then when Derek Brunson went to hit him, Sam Alvey was covering up, and then as Sam Alvey put his other hand down to stand up, that was when the ref stopped it. I was like, he clearly wasn't unconscious. He clearly didn't fall from getting hit. As soon as Derek Brunson jumped on him, he was covering up, and then he was trying to stand up by using his other arm. So I hope Sam Alvey tries to overturn it, even though these things almost never get overturned. I'm just saying it was clearly an early stoppage. Sam Alvey wasn't hurt. He was just trying to get back up. Next was Daniil Bardouche versus Michael Johnson, and Michael Johnson clearly won this fight. I mean, I think everyone knows Michael Johnson clearly won this fight. He stuffed like 9 or 10 takedowns and was just landing better strikes the whole fight, except for in the third round. That was the only round I thought Dariush might have won. I thought that round was close. But to me, that was just a bullshit split decision win for Dariush. I mean, Johnson was just the better striker for all 3 rounds, except for the third. The third was the close one, but he stuffed like 8 or 9 takedowns from Dariush. I think that was the biggest thing in the fight. So, Dariush won a split decision, but he clearly didn't win that fight. He might have won the third round, but he clearly lost the first 2 rounds, so just saying. Next was Glover Teixeira versus OSP, and this is just the one, like, OSP landed a body kick early, and it hurt Glover, but aside from that, Glover was just able to get hit takedown after takedown after takedown and just land good ground and pound. And in the third, he got a rear naked choke win, and that's about it. I mean, not much else to say. It just shows OSP's got a huge gap in his game. It's his takedown defense and his overall jiu-jitsu game. I think he's a great striker, but his conditioning isn't very good and his grappling isn't very good. He almost finished Glover in the first minute with that body kick, but then after Glover was able to use his wrestling to slow the fight down, OSP couldn't do anything. So to me, that shows that Glover still got a chance for another title shot. And OSP, you never know in the future, maybe he could fight for the title, but as of right now, with that wrestling game and that jiu-jitsu and that cardio, I don't think he'll fight for the title anytime soon. So it was a good night of fights. Only 1 or 2 bad fights. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'll put my prediction video up, I think next week, because the next card is until the end of the month. So thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe.